Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Blacktown TV's Be in the Talk, where we have amazing conversations with relevant, influential entertainers and guests. Today, we have a very special guest who I'm very excited to talk to with. Her name is Jearlean Taylor. Yes, I know everyone, she's gorgeous. But before we get into the fact of how gorgeous Miss Jearlean Taylor is, I just want to let you know that she is an influencer in speaking, modeling, writing, positive body imaging. We're going to go deeper into that. But before I go into any more with Miss Jearlean, I just want to take a quick commercial break and thank our sponsors. All right. So everything you guys want to know about natural hair and natural hair care products, good news, the Natural Hair Care Extravaganza and Symposium is coming to the Wyndham Garden Hotel in York, Pennsylvania. You guys don't want to miss all the excitement and the fun and the informative classes and shops that are going to be there. You definitely don't want to miss the fun, of course. You don't want to miss people sharing the same passion as you. So if you guys would like to know more and like to purchase some tickets, please contact Ms. Malika Cooper at 410-298-0661. She's going to be very excited to hear from you guys. You guys don't want to miss it, so make sure you guys are buying tickets for that. So, as I return, today's guest is Miss Jearlean Taylor. Hello, Miss Jearlean.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. This is awesome to have you on here. I mean, this is, like I said, I've been reading your story, and it just hit me in the heart. So, if it's all right with you, I've been dying to have this interview. I would like to just dive right in.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And, every opportunity that I can get to tell my story, I'm going to tell it. So
yes.
And hopefully that inspires somebody else.
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, we are going to begin. So we all know you have a great story, but it's a very, very hard and painful and difficult story for you to tell. What made you want to come forward with it?
Well, what made me come forth is sometimes in life, and sometimes even early in life, when you're kind of at a place where you're, with me, it was depression, it was my sickness, it was, surgery after surgery, surgery after surgery. I am a cancer survivor, but I developed cancer at the age of 3 years old. And as a result of the cancer, I have permanent ostomy. And I wear ostomy bags. And people may say, well, what is an ostomy? It's a surgically opening in your body for the discharge of waste, your bowels, and your urine. So since the age of 3 years old, I've had ostomy bags. Now, I was actually cancer-free a year after my diagnosis, but just, imagine a 3-year-old, having ostomy bags, and they were permanent. And, for a very, very long time, I didn't want to tell my story. I was ashamed of it. I was ashamed of, what wasn't my fault, and I was just at a place where I was depressed. And I'm like, how can I get out of this? And I said, let me start writing in my journal. And that's how I actually came forth with my story. My journal actually turned into my book, turned into my story. And I was so afraid, but I was like, Jearlean, what are you afraid of? Somebody needs to hear your story. So I was like, well, just let me tell it,
Yes.
And I haven't stopped. I have not stopped telling my story.
And that's good. You shouldn't. Like I said, I know a lot of people who can connect with your story. I connect with your story. Like I don't suffer, from cancer, but I do have ADHD. So I know that feeling of not wanting to be different, of wanting to be normal, and then just dealing with all of that, especially with kids. Because let's be honest, kids can be cruel, especially at a young age. And I was made fun of because I was a bit slower at learning than everybody else. So I definitely that's why I kind of felt a relation to your story, because it's so nice to hear someone who had a problem, who has overcome it and is talking about it.
Right.
That is what is inspiring me, because you can even ask anyone that knows me, you don't even say the word ADHD around me. I used to break down. really bad because I'm thinking, oh my God, are they making fun of
Right.
me? Are they? But you took something that most people would be like, oh my God, and you turn it into a positive, beautiful
Yes.
thing, and it's reaching out to people. And
Right. And, everybody has a story to tell,
yes.
and some people don't want to tell their story yet, but some things in life push you to tell it.
Mm-hmm.
And, with me telling it turned out to be a blessing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then to continue on with that, now that you're, so successful, you are now be considered viewed as a role model, which you should be. Honestly, you should be. Your story where you are now, that is a role model material.
Thank you.
How important is it for you to be such a positive role model and to have that voice?
I think, being a role model, first we have to be a role model to ourselves. If we're going to be a role model to others, we have to be a role model to ourselves. And that means searching who you are, accepting who you are, flaws and all, accepting who you are as far as me, having ostomy bags, just accepting who you are and just having a voice. Because again, people need to hear our story. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like when I told my story, instantly I was like this role model. But then it's like, well, what is a role model? A role model is someone that, exudes positive energy, no matter what or in spite of, and you tell your story so you can inspire that next person, so you can empower that next person, so you can just be a encouragement, so I don't take being a role model lightly,
Right.
It is an honor to be considered as a role model. I'm not perfect, don't want to be perfect.
Right.
But I think by telling my story, it just gives others hope.
It does.
So being a role model is giving hope. It is giving inspiration. And, that's something that I look forward to in telling my story. So it has, again, I keep saying it's been a blessing because it has been a blessing. And I hope by me being a role model, I can encourage that next person to be a role model as well. And it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah. And yes, I agree with that. And I want people to really resonate what you just said. In order to be a role model, you got to be a role model to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to do that for yourself. You can't be that role model for another person if you can't be it for yourself. I love that. I'm going to trademark that. I am going to wear a t-shirt that says trademark.
I need to trademark it first and then you can.
Let's do it. Okay, you get the t-shirt first and I get to wear it afterwards.
Okay.
That's the deal. All right, before we go into more of this interview with Miss Jearlean, I do want to take another quick commercial break and thank another one of our sponsors. We all know that the holidays are coming up, and it's important for us to get something special for our loved ones. But if you want to find something that's beautiful and thoughtfully made, please check out Basket Designs by DJ. She has these beautifully made hand baskets that are perfect for the holidays. Her name is Deborah Jones, and she has created them. If you guys want to get your guys' own Basket Designs by DJ, you can get a hold of her at 720-436-2432. Please let them know that Black Talent TV sent you guys, and we hope you guys love her baskets. They're very beautiful. I know your loved ones will definitely smile when they see it. So make sure you contact Deborah Jones and get her basket designs. All right. To return back our interview with Miss Jearlean Taylor, we just were discussing about how important it is to be a role model, which we both 100% agree. You got to be a role model to yourself first. Right. So, but what are some of the most rewarding moments in your career? Because as I said before, you are a model. You've turned your tough story into a beautiful, really inspirational story. But you are a model for those who don't know. Yes, people. She is a model. But what are some of the most rewarding moments in your modeling career?
I think just me wanting to change the fashion industry. And we know the fashion industry has its ups and its downs, but a person like me a cancer survivor, a person who has permanent ostomy bags, turns into a model. You know,
right?
But, you know, again, I decided to step out the box, step out on faith, and believe what God said, that, you know, he knows the plans that he has for me. And it's been I've been doing it for 17 years, and it's been so remarkable. I mean, I've been in over 26 magazines. Yes, 26 magazines, including Essence Magazine.
You go, girl.
And just recently, within the past 6 months, here in my city in Baltimore, we have a billboard in the heart of the city, the largest digital billboard in my city, and I've been on there like 4 times. And so when I look at the billboard and I look at the magazines, you know, I'm just in awe of how my modeling career has been. I mean, this is a child that the doctor said that I wouldn't make it. You know, but I've turned a negative into a positive. You know, I've turned what I thought I couldn't do, I could do, you know. So it's definitely been a blessing to be featured, you know, in these different magazines. And it opened up a door as well for me to start my own modeling company. You know, again, I've seen so much in the industry where you're not this and you're not that. So I decided to start a Christian-based modeling company, J & Company Christian Modeling, and all are welcome. All are welcome, no matter what size, no matter what age. I mean, my oldest model is in her probably like 47. You know, the youngest is 6 years old. So I wanted to open that door of people that, you know, maybe gave up hope. And a lot of people join my company because they're dealing with maybe self-esteem issues. I can talk to them about that. Maybe they want to make this, you know, out of a career. So my modeling career has opened so many doors, and it's just flourishing, and I'm just so happy about that. So it's definitely been a blessing. Definitely been a blessing. And I'm so thankful.
Oh, wow. Your own billboard in your own hometown. I would freak out.
I mean, when I saw it for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh. I ran down there, took pictures, I took videos. I was like, that's me. That is me. I mean, I just begin to cry. And not only one time, I mean, I've been featured at least 4 times. Well, and one of those times on a billboard, I actually showed my ostomy bags. And I just wanted to bring awareness, you know, that no matter what your circumstances or your situation is, it doesn't define who you are, and it does not define your future. I mean, I'm on a billboard, you know, I'm in magazines, you know, and I thank God for that. You know, so it's just, I'm still in awe of everything that's still going on in my life.
That is awesome. I'm sorry. I would just freak out if I saw myself on a billboard, the largest billboard.
Right.
No. You know, I would just be freaking out. And I know your loved ones were like, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
definitely her? Excited, 100% support me. And, yeah.
I bet they were so excited. I mean, like you just said, this is the doctor said you weren't going to make it, and now you're on the billboard on your hometown. I mean, if that's not a huge leap, I don't know what is. That is the biggest leap I've ever seen.
Yes.
That is awesome. And I heard you said you started your own modeling company, so I might have to send down my photos, you know.
Yes.
Modeling shoot on, you know, girl. You know.
I know. And just recently I had 2 students that had a form of ADHD. And, you know, they had some dreams and they wanted to try it out. I was like, why not? You know, and what it does, it builds their self-esteem. And it's just made a tremendous change in their lives. So I'm so thankful I was able to help their dreams come true. And so it's been awesome.
And I do think that's awesome. I really do. I hope if I'm ever down in Baltimore, Maryland, I would love to come down and to see you and your work, because I have not met someone who has openly accepted people with ADHD in modeling. So I think that is wonderful. You have become my new Beyonce. Just letting you know.
Thank you. I feel like Beyonce
is to me. You have become my new Beyonce. I'm just wanting to let you know.
Thank you.
That is no problem, but you have become the new Beyonce. But
Thank
besides
you.
being a model, you are also a speaker, like we were just saying,
Yes.
a speaker about positivity. Um, Now, what are some of the most challenging moments being a speaker? Because again, you have to talk about your story, and you have to listen to
Right.
other stories, and sometimes it's not as easy. So, what are some of the most difficultness that you found?
Yeah, it's not as easy, especially when I did it for the first time.
Right.
It's easy when you're around your friends and your family, and you're used to talking to your peers, but when you're in front of an audience of sometimes 500 people or
Mm-hmm.
1,000 people, you look out and you're like, oh my gosh, so those nerves kick in. And that's okay. It's okay. But what I do is I'm talking about my story, and nobody can better tell your story like you can. So then I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable. I mean, this is my story. So, I know what I'm talking about. This is something that I experienced that I can
Mm-hmm.
share with other people. So I think the hardest thing is just your nerves,
Yes. Yes.
and I just recently spoke at a nurses conference, and I didn't know how many people were going to be there. And I'm like, I walked in a room and all of these people, all these nurses were there. But once I started talking, I just became comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a Q&A at the end. And that was actually probably the best part of the speech, because people were asking questions. And it's my life, it's my life experiences.
Right.
So it was really, really good. I was nervous, in the beginning, but then once I started talking, it became, everything started to smooth out, and
Right.
it went well. It went very, very well. So I look forward to speaking now. I look forward to meeting new people and just being an inspiration.
Oh, well, that you already are. So that is already done good with. You already are a huge inspiration. I
Thank you.
would love to. Have you ever thought about doing talking seminars? Because I would love to personally attend a talking seminar done by you, and not just because you have amazing hair, and I just think it's just beyond wonderful, but you have a great voice, and I love your story. So have you ever thought about maybe doing some talking seminars and kind of just going and just talking to different people all around the world that?
Oh, absolutely. I want to do it all. I want to, I travel and I do, talk, but I want to do more.
Right.
I want to travel more. I want to, talk more. I want to speak more. I just want to reach more people.
Exactly.
And not just the people in my city, because I'm thankful for my city,
Of course.
but I want to go out and explore more, because you can't just keep your story in a box. You have to share it, because you never know who may need to hear this story.
Exactly.
Maybe somebody's story is maybe they're not a cancer survivor, but they may be dealing with self-esteem issues. And it's a large community of people that have ostomies. Mm-hmm. And I need to reach more of those people to tell my story, and they can tell their story to me, because we can share. We know what it's like to walk in each other's shoes. Exactly. So definitely just want to get out more and travel more. So I see it in my future. I know it's there, and just waiting for it to happen.
Well, I hope it really does happen. Like I said, I know a bunch of people, especially around here, anywhere, would love to hear someone who's in your position, who had that same struggle and is being so open about it. Like you said, you never know who your story could reach.
Right.
And touch. You never know whose life you can change.
Right.
But speaking about low self-esteem, now you went from low self-esteem to high self-esteem. And now, of course, that wasn't an easy road. So, but what can you tell other young men and women who are suffering from low self-esteem? What advice can you give to them?
Well, we all go through, what we do all, maybe suffer sometime in our life with having low self-esteem. But first you have to identify why is it that you do have low self-esteem? What is it that caused you to get to that point? I know with me, it was my sickness. It was me dealing with having ostomy bags. So that's what caused me to have low self-esteem. But, what you have to do is you have to search inside yourself. You have to know that there's so much inside that can help you with your self-esteem. You have strength inside of yourself. You just have to reach in and you have to find it. Another thing that can help with your self-esteem is being around positive people. You know, I know one thing particular that helped me with my self-esteem is my relationship with Christ. You know, my faith, that helped me with my self-esteem. God said I'm wonderfully and fearfully made. And, you know, you have to also, another thing that helps is positive affirmations. You know, you have to, you know, we have to renew our mind every day. You know, there's so much that go on in the world, you know, and we have to feed ourselves with positivity. So that's something that can help with your self-esteem. Again, I have these affirmations all over the house. I have one in the car. I have one on the kitchen refrigerator because I love to eat. So, you know, when I go to the refrigerator, I'm looking at my affirmations because you might not have a good day, you know, and just by feeding your mind positivity, and just know that we are all different, but we are a designer original. Everybody is different. But everybody is beautiful in their own way, no matter, you know, what you're dealing with. You know, you just have to find that inspiration. But it starts within, because we can always dress up the outside. You know, I love my red lipstick that I have on, you know. So do I. But, you know, if somebody say something wrong to me or something, you know, whatever it may be, that could just draw you right back in, you know. So you have to find that inspiration. You know, I'm thankful that every day that I wake up, that gives me inspiration. I'm inspired by my family and my friends, you know, my modeling career. I'm just grateful and thankful, and that helps build my inside. Absolutely. You know, so it could take away those negative thoughts. You know, it could take away those negative, maybe people around you, you know. So it's just feeding your mind, feeding your thoughts with positivity, and that will help your self-esteem. You know, tell yourself you're beautiful. Look in the mirror every day. You know, I know my hair might be out of place, but I don't care. It's okay. I'm still beautiful.
I will look at myself and say, I am gorgeous. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Start feeding yourself positivity. Absolutely.
I love that. Oh, I love that. I do. So, Miss Jearlean, now, like I said, you have such a successful, you know, career now, but, you know, back before, as a kid, you know, going through this, you never thought to yourself, well, maybe one day I'm going to see myself in actual billboards. I'm going to be a model. I'm going to be a speaker. I'm going to be a writer. Now, seeing how, you know, successful and powerful you are today, if you can go back and see your younger self, what would you tell your younger self right now? Seeing how you are right now, what would you tell your younger self?
I believe one thing, you know, that always used to ponder, you know, if I can speak to my younger self, I would tell my younger self, it's not your fault. You know, I always, when I was younger, I was just like, why me? Why did this have to happen to me? Why cancer? Why do I have to have ostomy bags for the rest of my life? And if I can speak to my younger self, it's like, it's not your fault, right? Life happens.
It does.
You know, life is unpredictable. You know, we don't know what's going to happen the next second or the next minute or the next day. You know, life just happens, you know. And if I could tell my younger self, it's not your fault. You know, you can stop saying, why me, why me, why me? You know, fast forward now and I say, why not me? You know, I'm a person that's being used to help spread some good news, give some empowerment, some inspiration, and I'm doing that through my story. So now, as I look back, I'm like, okay, you know, everything is going to be all right. You know, you're soon to be 50 years old in a couple of weeks, and just think back, you know, at 3 years old, 2.5 years old, they didn't expect for you to live. So it's a blessing.
I bet it is. Are you really 50?
Yes, I'll be 50 on Christmas Eve.
Oh my God, you don't even look it. Oh Oh my goodness. Okay, so not only are you my Beyonce, but you are now my Jane Fonda. If I don't look like
Right.
you, I fail at life. I didn't think you were 50.
Yes.
No joke. I was thinking maybe 34, 35, the oldest.
Okay, I'll take that.
Oh my God, I cannot believe you don't look. I look at your Instagram and your modeling photos. You don't.
I know. If anybody go on my Instagram or my Facebook or my Twitter, they would not believe it. A lot of people are like, I want to see your ID. I don't believe you.
Yes. Yeah, can you show me your ID during the interview?
Right.
I'm having a hard time believing you're 50. That is,
I always tell people I don't look like what I've been through, so.
No, you don't. Oh my goodness. Well, that's the good genes right there. That's all that is. Right? Good genes. Good genes. So, when you sent us your bio for this interview, I noticed something very, very interesting that you said that really stuck out to me. You said that you had a hard time, being considered different. And that's what really resonated with me because, again, with the ADHD thing, I totally understand. You don't want to feel that different because, back when you were a kid, they treated different as really bad and, But do you still feel that way about being different, or has that completely changed and that's a whole new feeling for you?
It has really completely changed. Back then I did consider myself different because back then I didn't belong to any support groups. Right. So I didn't know any other people that had ostomy bags or, suffered with dealing with ostomy bags. I never had any support groups, so never went to any. And I'm like, I felt different. I felt set apart, but now, of course, through, maturing and getting older, I still feel different, but it's in a different way. I feel different because, I've gone through a lot, but I survived. I feel different because I'm blessed. I feel different because, God has made a way out of no way and opened so many doors. I feel different because I know that, I'm a designer original. There's nobody like me. Everybody is different. I feel different because of the positive energy that's around me, So it's definitely, I feel it, I have changed definitely over the years, but my way of thinking is different. Absolutely. I don't say why me anymore. I say, hey, why not me? I'm just being used, and I believe my purpose is to make a difference through my story. And that's why I said I'm going to keep telling it. I'm not going to stop telling it. I'm going to keep spreading it. I'm just going to keep making a difference.
I like that. And I do like that. And I kind of feel the same way about, now that I'm in a different place in my life, I do feel different about my ADHD and feeling different about just feeling different. So I definitely agree with you on that. I really do. I think that's awesome. I really do. I'm really glad I was able to speak with someone who has went through something so tragic, but managed to turn it into a beautiful, positive thing, because that's what I'm trying to do for myself. So talking to someone like you is recharging, it's refreshing, and it's very nice, honestly. Because
thank you.
You understand. So when you talk to someone who understands, it's awesome. And I really hope that the fans and the audience up here really resonate with you, which I'm pretty sure they will. I love you, so I know they will love you too. So
thank you.
You're all good. All right, so last question for you, Miss Jearlean. Last question. So, what sights do you have for yourself in the future beyond modeling, beyond speaking? Do you want to, I don't know, I'm just going to throw something out there, maybe make a clothing line to go with your bags, or what's in the future for you?
Well, right now, in my future, I am working on a second, I am working on a second book. My first book is Pretty Girl Blues, and I'm working on a second book. So I'm excited about that. I'm also working on a series for other people with ostomies, because a lot of people with ostomies ask me, and I mean, again, if you look on my Instagram, you're like, there's no way that this girl has not just one but two ostomy bags. Right. So they often ask me, well, how do you dress? How do you do it? So I'm going to be working on a series as far as letting other ostomy, we call them ostomates, know, hey, you can dress this way. Don't limit yourself,
Right.
So I'll be working on ostomy fashions. So teaching you how to dress, people with ostomies, teaching you how to dress with an ostomy, letting you know that you can pretty much wear anything that you want, of course, with moderation, and just teaching them how to do that. So I will be working on that series as well. I'm also looking into, and if anybody know any references out there, I want to do a mini documentary on my story. So I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. And I know it's going to happen. It's just being connected to the right people
Right.
to make that happen. And so, of course, I want to do more traveling.
Of course.
And just, continue to get my story out there. So I'm looking forward to a bright future.
Absolutely.
And as we say, at my church, I'm expecting the great. And not just in my life, other people that I come in contact with, hopefully I can, leave a source of inspiration to them where they can just like, okay, this young lady I met, listen, if she can do it, I know that I can do it. And that's a part of my purpose as well. So it's a promising future.
Absolutely.
Not to say that I won't continue to have some ups and downs with some, but now I know how to handle it now.
Yes.
So I'm just going to keep the faith and keep believing.
And I will definitely look out for that book, just because it just sounds like a really great book, and it sounds like it'll reach everyone, not just people with the bags as well. So I definitely will keep an eye on the book.
Right, and people can get my current book as well, Pretty Girl Blues. Just pull that up on Google. PrettyGirlBlues.com is the website, and it does detail my life as a cancer survivor and what it's like having ostomy bags. But it relates to people on all levels.
Yeah.
So not just people with ostomies or cancer survivor, but whatever you might be going through in life, you can read this book, and you can be inspired.
Well, I will definitely read it, because I definitely want to be inspired. I'm already inspired by you. So it's just, I just think your whole story and you are just incredible. Honestly, this whole start to finish is awesome. The fact that you don't look 50 is also awesome. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm sorry. I'm having such a hard time believing that. You have such a youthful.
I'm sorry, I surprised you there with that one.
You did. I wasn't prepared. But Jearlean, I really do think people will definitely reach out to you more, and definitely will connect with you more with your story. Essentially, you've definitely shared your story with us. I know that our audience will definitely connect with that, and I will definitely be looking out for her book. Like she said, Pretty Girl Blues. Check it out. It's on it's on Google, so you guys can see it. You'll also check out her second book when that comes out. But Miss Jearlean, honestly, I do want to thank you so much for an awesome conversation and interview.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share my story, and it's been a pleasure to meet you as well.
Absolutely, yes. I feel like we made a connection here today.
Yes,
I feel a real.
Yes, definitely.
It might be a computer, but I felt like we made a real connection.
Yes.
I really do. If you guys want to check out more of Miss Jearlean, please follow her Instagram so you can be just as well as I am. You can make sure you follow her on her website as well, and make sure you guys just check out whatever she's doing, whether it's modeling, speaking, writing. Make sure you guys follow up. This amazing woman will be everywhere, and I'm gonna hope for that documentary. I think that would be a wonderful thing to have.
Yes.
I think if we get that right person to document it, oh my goodness, I can't even. It would be wonderful. I would love to cover that premiere. I would.
Oh my gosh.
Cover that. I think that would be great. Get you all done up like a real star. Oh, yes.
Yes, absolutely. Nothing less, more, yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, all right. I mean, we really do appreciate it. I know you're busy schedule, so we really do appreciate you giving us your thoughts and words today. Like I said, This was a very powerful interview, and I've definitely felt more connection to your story than I ever did now, because you basically felt the same things I felt when I was younger. So
Yes, yes.
I completely just 100% feel that connection with you, and I really do appreciate you coming and talking down with me today.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, this has been Simone Jackson for Black Talent TV, Being the Talk. If you guys would like to advertise or just come down and chat with me, I'm a chatter. I love to chat. Go to info@Black Talent TV. We'll be more than happy to hear from you guys. I want to thank you guys once again. I want to thank Miss Jearlean for sitting down with us. We really do appreciate it, everyone. Black Talent TV family, you guys have a great day. Jearlean, again, thank you so much. We really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you. I'm pretty sure the Black Talent TV family is already looking at your information as we speak. I wouldn't blame them.
Right.
So we really do appreciate it. We really do.
Thank you. Happy holidays as well.
Absolutely. Happy holidays, everyone. Black Talent TV, we'll be back again. Have a beautiful day. I think we got it.